I'm broadcasting. Well, what I did is I got my computer fixed. It was rattling really loud, and what the rattle was my pump went out on my liquid cooler. So I got a new one installed. I got with the Northwest Computers here in Bremerton. Highly recommend it. But anyway, I got a Master Liquid B2 Cool Master pump installed, and it replaced the old one. The old one just quit. So apparently this is a third generation with a 2-year warranty. So I'm testing. Let me see here. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I working? Hello, hello. Yes, I am. Okay, very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this flight again. The last 2 times I had a CTD, a crash to desktop, and it was because of overheating. Now I found out something here. You can look at this right here, and on my new headset here, it's got some temperatures right here, and it has it in Fahrenheit. So this is what I'm running on my, and I don't know what it is in Celsius. What is 156 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius? Let's see. What is 156 Fahrenheit in Celsius? So about 68. So I think that's pretty good. I would imagine. So my CPU is running at about 68 C. But anyway, and this is the temperature of my graphics card. 2 temperatures there. But let's go ahead and set up our flight here. Do this real quick here. We're going flight plan here. We are going to start off, and then what you do is you just press you rotate this, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Microsoft keyboard. And so we're going to go mic, Luma, mic, and that's where we're starting off. And then we'll go ahead and enter that, runway none, and I already set, no I didn't. I'm going to set my altitude, assigned altitude to 5,000 feet. The reason why I'm doing that, looking at sky vector here, this is our flight plan. Just a direct right here from Los Mochis to Culiacan. And the reason why I did that is on our low altitude airways, it calls for a minimum of 5,000 feet. So going back to the plane here, we assigned our altimeter to 5,000. I'm going to press B on my keyboard, and that gave us our current altimeter reading. B stands for barometer. And then we're going to go ahead and put in Mike, Charlie Mike, Charlie Lima. That's Culiacan. I don't know why I said Mike. But anyway, we'll go ahead and check off that blue button, and we can press enter. And runway none, we'll go ahead and determine that when we get there. Now, the weather there is 280 at 06. So 280 at 06, so it's going to be coming in 280 at 06. So let me go ahead and look at this real quick. The Culiacan Airport, we have an elevation of 97, runway 20 is elevation of 105. We're going to be taking, since it's 280, we want to take runway 20. And so I'm going to go ahead and put in an elevation. I'm going to go back there. Elevation of 105. And then So let's go ahead. I'm not sure if this is even necessary. Whenever you load in the approach, but we'll just do it. 105, enter, and a declination of 3 degrees by default. Okay, let's go ahead and start flying. I think I'm ready to go. Let me go ahead and go full screen here. I already got my clearance. I've already been cleared to take off runway 27. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just kind of position my camera there with my Xbox controller, and I'm going to synchronize my heading. I'll synchronize the heading there, and I've got my altimeter, all of that all loaded, and we don't really need pitot heat. And here we go. So we got rotation at 55, best angle of climb at 62, plus glide speed at 68, and best rate of climb at 74. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm towing in my rudder, doing a full run up here. I got full wrench. Up we go. A little bit of right rudder. You can see that windsock right there. Really pushing, so I'm pushing a lot of right rudder here. Right rudder. Airspeed is alive. And we'll go ahead and pull back gently on the yoke there. Don't stall. Okay. Autopilot engaged. That keeps my rolling pitch. Flight level change. Go ahead and bring that up to about 75, which I think is definitely fine. Heading. And I'm going to go ahead and do the nav here. We might as well turn around because we did ask for departure to the south. Straight out departure. Okay, well anyway. So we are now flying off of our heading. Our nav is loaded. So I loaded the nav. We are at our best rate of climb. $75. We should be getting released here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around. So what we do is, this is the heading rotator right here. We can rotate it to the left. If you hold down your shift key, it rotates faster. So we're rotating around to our nav. We got the nav loaded. Okay, now the nav is active. I think that right there is some shrimp farms and fish farms over there. Put a drone here. So the crash, apparently the new drivers for NVIDIA was notorious for causing your video card to crash. But I think what my biggest problem was, I was getting a loud rattle out of my system. And I've had it for a couple of years actually, the rattling start. And what it is it's bubbles in your system. Well, anyway, I brought my computer in for repair, because what I needed to do wasn't acting. I mean, it shouldn't be rattling like that. And so I brought in my computer, and he said, "Well, I could take a look at the pump there, put some liquid in there." He said these things need to be maintained once a year, and I'm like, "Wow, yeah, they didn't tell me anything about that." Okay, so that is Los.
Cessna 7 Charlie, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
And I'm going to go ahead and respond there.
Tower Cessna November Charlie, 77 Charlie,
For,
frequency change.
To prevent any lullings, I'm backing off now on my mixture a little bit. but to prevent any loneliness here in the air, I'm going to go ahead and contact, that's at Mon Center, and request flight following.
Mazatlan Center, Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is type Cessna Skyhawk 2 miles southeast of Los Mochis, 2,700 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Mazatlan Center. Squawk tree 641.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. 3641, code 3641.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact 2 miles southeast of Los Mochis, 2,900 feet. Altimeter 29.82.
Roger, Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
Okay, and so, yeah, there's the Mochis. Patricia, hello. Thanks for watching. So my problem was the you know, he's talking about putting more liquid in there, and he said that these pumps need to be maintained at least annually or so. And he got into my system, and it's like one of the first generation, I guess, water cooled. I mean, maybe not first generation, but an earlier generation. My system, I've already had it for about 3 years, 4 years, I think 4 years. But he said, hey, your system is run dry, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put in a new pump. And so he got me a master liquid, third generation dual chamber pump. And, you know, of course it includes the fan. And apparently, you know, my good old CPU has been putting up with my punishment all this time, but it was probably running too hot the whole time. And so that might have been another reason why the last couple of videos there that I crashed. So we are now flying from Los Mochis to Culiacan, and I hope that this particular flight will be successful. The last couple of flights, I crashed crashed the desktop about maybe 15-20 minutes into the flight. I do want to, again, you know, I really like this thing right here, how it tells you the temperatures. So we are 158 or so, 156, 58, 185 for the graphics card. Apparently there's two chips, I guess, here. So it looks like 158, 156. And I'm listening to my PC, and it's nice and quiet. So I think my CPU is loving me for finally getting the proper cooling. What I was doing was I was actually taking the side off of my computer. There's a glass side there, and I was taking that off. And I was putting on, I have this little blue fan, I was actually pointing that. And I thought it was a graphics card, really, but it's the CPU that needed the cooling. Because the graphics card is all air cooled. And it wasn't even liquid cooled anyway. The only thing that's liquid cooled is the CPU, which is an i7. You can see that on the description on my videos. It's by default that puts all of that in there. Looking to the left here, the coast. I'm wondering if that's salt there. But let's go ahead and... Okay, so we are now at altitude. My RPMs, I'm going to go ahead and bring that back just a little bit right here. So we're just at about the top of the green, maybe about 2400, 2420. That'll be good. So anyway, what I was going to do, I'm going to look at Google Maps. And so this is Los Mochis, and this is Culiacan. And so we are just a straight shot over there. So I would imagine that we're probably over in this area right here. Go ahead and take a look again. So that's for around this area right here. I'm not going to play any videos. I guess I'll leave the videos. So, anyway, some pictures, a lot of videos. So let's go back there. And right now we are over this area right here. So that would be 0 zone. Okay. What I want to do now that we are at altitude is I'm going to go ahead and set up the procedure. We're going to do the visual approach. No, we're going to do an LNAV, RNAV. I forgot that was available here. So we'll do this one right here. LNAV, RNAV, and we're going to go to TALNU. That's right. So TALNU. Minimums, we don't have to worry about that today. We have fuel load, and we got load that, and so our final approach fix is 1600. So what I want to do, go ahead and back off a little bit more than what I'm doing there. What I want to do now is I want to assign my altitude to 1600. So we got 1600 up there by 100. Do this is by thousands, this is by 100. So 1600, and then we're going to load our vertical navigation. So we're going to go ahead and load that. You can see VPAP right there. It's loaded. We have a 14 knot tailwind coming in at us right now. But so we got 44 minutes to our top descent. And so basically what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see, I'm going to go to calendar years. All right, so what we're going to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it like this because of those mountains right there. I could do it direct to TALNU, but that would change the course of my plane. So what we're going to do, I said that about 5 times now, we're going to go direct, flying right over like Charlie Lima. That's the airport there. And then we are going to turn left. We're still going to be all at 5,000 feet, which we're at right now, as we fly over the airport. We're going to turn left, and then there's our top of descent right there. And then we'll go to TALNU, and then we'll go to, we'll go ahead and, well, anyway, we're going to go to TALNU, and then Charlie Lima 501, and then Charlie Lima 500, and RNAV approach right to runway 20. Now, I do believe that when we get close, that they'll have us land there. Again, looking at the weather here, the weather is, I don't know exactly how to read all of that, but I do know that, you know, information 1419400, and I think that's what that stands for. But anyway, I do know that this number right here is 280 at 6, so the wind is coming in a direction of 280 at 6 knots. And there's scattered clouds, and anyway, I need to read all, I need to learn all of how to read all of this, but I will say, and you know, this is something that I've said before in previous videos, is I am not a pilot. I've never even been in a Cessna 172, but I am a flight enthusiast, and I've been a flight simmer before they had 3-dimensional cockpits, before they had trees. So Flight Simulator 98, I think it was. I think that was probably my first flight simulator. But it was way back when 486 was the machine to get. And then they came out with the Pentium anyway, come a long ways in computers. Can't imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now. But when Flight Simulator 2004 Century of Flight came out, I was real excited about that. FSX, of course, FSX ran for I don't know how many years before finally Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 came out. And just a couple of days ago, they announced that they're going to be coming out with Flight Simulator 2024. And I don't know how different or how advanced that's going to be compared to this one. I am told that they are going to continue to support this flight simulator for the the 10-year period, I guess. So I guess that would be from 2020 to 2030. And who knows what kind of machines we'll have in 2030 to make this thing look antiquated. But at any rate, this flight simulator right now is just wonderful. I really enjoyed it. My plan, if we don't crash, my plan is to fly all the way to South America and back. I wanted to look at Skynet. Okay, timed out. It times out. But anyway, this is the air traffic that's going on right now. There's an Alaskan Airlines going from Mexico to Las Vegas, or Los Angeles. Another one right here going from Culiacan to Tijuana, and there's a couple of planes there over Culiacan. That's our destination, but right now there's not a whole lot of air activity going on, so we're not going to hear any interaction there between ATC and traffic. This is real-time weather, and this is real-time time. And outside air temperature is 26 degrees. And I just wanted to talk. Now, I did this in my last couple of videos before I had to crash the desktops. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Culiacan. And Culiacan, officially Culiacan Gonzales, is a city in northwest Mexico. The capital and largest city of both Culiacan municipality and the state of Sinaloa. So Mexico has, 39 states? And Sinaloa, 31 states. And Sinaloa is officially the Estado Libre de Sinaloa. I'm probably not saying any of that correct. Is one of 31 states which, along with Mexico City, comprise the federal entities of Mexico. It's divided in 18 municipalities, and its capital city is Culiacan Gonzales. So that's our destination. That's the capital of the state of Sinaloa. And Culiacan was founded on 29 September 1531 by the Spanish conquerors Pizarro de Cabreros and Nuno Delta de Guzman under the name Villa de San Miguel, referring to its patron saint Michael the Archangel. It's got a population of about 808,416, placing it the 21st most populous city in Mexico. The metropolitan area has a population of over 1 million. The city is in a valley on the slopes of the Sierra Madre Occidental at the confluence of Tamazula and Humaya rivers, where both join to form the Culiacan River, 55 miles above sea level. Go ahead and get in our drone here. press F6. That increases the speed on the drone. And we'll go ahead and take a look around here a little bit. So a lot of farmland down below here. And I just want to do another test. Testing 1, 2, testing. Okay, so far it's sounding good. I was getting a lot of crackling noises. And you know, that crackling noise, in retrospect, thinking about that, that might have also been because of my CPU overheating. It might have been saying, hey, I'm trying to keep up here. And you know, another thing too that happens when your system overheats, it starts to throttle. So throttling on a PC. I'm looking this up so I can better describe it. So throttling is a mechanism in Intel processors to reduce the clock speed when the temperature of the system reaches TJ max, or T-case. Commonly used dynamic frequency scaling. CPU throttling is commonly used to automatically slow down the computer when possible to use less energy. And throttling is a mechanism in Intel processors to reduce the clock speed when the temperature in the system reaches above TJ max or T-case. This is to protect the processor and to indicate to the user that there's an overheating issue in their system that they need to monitor. And so I said all that to say that probably really affected my the performance on Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, because if it's throttling, it's actually shutting down some of the processes and actually slowing down your CPU to compensate so it doesn't run too hot. And then of course if it runs too hot, then the system will crash. Well, so far I haven't had any crashed desktops. I did want to find out where we are on Google Maps here. I think we are over this area right here. And again, these look again like a lot of fish farms. There's no information on them, but there's I believe that we're in some of this area right here. There's just a ton of this stuff. Fish farms, shrimp farms, and whatnot. Looks like that's exactly what we're over right here. Look to the left there. Go back into our drone. Check that out. This is really Mexico. I was looking at shrimp farms, and Mexico is one of the countries that have a lot of shrimp farms. Shrimp farms in Mexico. So shrimp farming is an agricultural business that exists in either marine or freshwater environment. This would be a marine environment right here. Producing shrimp or prawns. And commercial marine shrimp farming began in the 1970s. Production grew steeply, particularly to match the market demands of the United States, Japan, and Western Europe. Anyway, so it's about 30% 30% of farm shrimp. Okay, where was I reading there? 30% of farm shrimp is produced in Asia, particularly in China and Indonesia. The other 54.1% is produced mainly in Latin America, where Brazil, Ecuador, and Mexico are the largest producers. And you can look in our plane here. There are a lot of shrimp farms in Mexico. We are now 58 miles, nautical miles, from our destination, and we are 27 minutes estimated time en route, and we are 30 minutes to top of descent. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fly over the runway there, and then we'll take a left toward Taoning, and then we're going to go to Charlie Lima 501, Charlie Lima 500, which is our final approach phase. So that's why I have my altitude set for 1600. So we'll do a, and of course when we hit Taoning, what we're going to do is we're going to load our approach. That would be the approach button right there. And we should get an indication right here. So far so good. I haven't had a crash yet. I do want to again look at the temperatures. Just going to bring this, it says bring this up front. This is my HS65 wireless software. This is the headphone now that I'm using. I highly recommend it. It's all battery powered, and I do believe my battery is very high. Hey, we got a JetBlue. But anyway, I wanted to look at this real quick. Bring this quote down. So we got 156 Fahrenheit, 181, 159. I believe that's okay. Let's go ahead and look and see if we can find that JetBlue. That would be on flight radar. There's business jet there. That's over Culiacan. That's Alaskan Airlines.
JetBlue 9er tree 8 descend and maintain flight level tree 0.
I'm not finding that JetBlue.
JetBlue 9er tree 8 descend and maintain flight level tree 0.
Yeah, I'm not finding that JetBlue. United Airlines right there. So again, Los Mochis to Culiacan, so it's just this area right here.
JetBlue 9er tree 8 descend and maintain flight level tree 0.
Still not finding that JetBlue. That one right there is NVIDIA Phenom. That one right there is a Cessna 525 Citation. 23 flying out. Country of registration is Mexico. So I'm not finding it on Flight Radar 24, the JetBlue. But Microsoft Flight Simulator is picking it up.
JetBlue 9er tree 8 descend and maintain flight level tree 0.
Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do search JetBlue. Blue. So what would that be for?
JetBlue 9er tree 8 descend and maintain flight level tree 0.